Welcome back to the Malt Miller YouTube channel, and in today's video we're doing something particularly special for everybody that loves a cocktail. Reiki, I know that you absolutely adore beer, you love wine, like really cool, interesting, special wines. You also love premium ciders, but what I really want to hear about right now is your spirits cabinet. What's in there? What do you enjoy drinking in terms of spirits?
Mate, it's all in there. You know, if you want to mix something up, you want to mix up a Negroni, you want to make an old-fashioned, everything is in there. You know, but then also kind of like the top shelf stuff, you know, bourbons, whiskies, single malts, Irish whiskies.
Yeah.
You know, gin, different gins. I love lots of different spirits, and you know, there's something there for everyone.
So you see yourself as a bit of a like Tom Cruise kind of cocktail
Not quite that
mixologist.
proficient. Not that proficient,
No,
but you know,
okay.
it's there if you want to drink. I'll try and have a go at doing it.
Excellent. Well, I imagine that certainly that top shelf stuff is a rather high value shelf.
Can be. You know, you could be looking £30 to £50 for some of them whiskies that are on there, and maybe some extra special stuff at the back of the cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, even like a decent bourbon, you're looking at 25 to 30 quid a bottle easily, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that the range of essences that are available from still spirits could transform both your wallet in terms of your drinks cabinet, but also the range at a fraction of the cost? Now, you might be thinking that actually these products are only available if you've got the ability to distill your own spirit, either using a small scale still like some of the ones we've described in previous videos, or if you're a commercial distiller and you've got access to that kind of stuff. It's not the case. You can actually mix these into just shop bought, fairly cheap vodka.
And that's just going to taste like the real thing.
Absolutely, and I think you'd be really surprised at the results.
Can you show me how we do that then?
Yeah, let's take a closer look. Martin, before we jump too far into mixing any of these up and going through the process of making them, actually let's just take a minute to explore the range, okay? So over on this side of the table, we've got the Still Spirits Classics range, okay? And these are kind of classic flavours that you would associate with some of your, let's say like house spirits, right? So the things that would be in your drinks cabinet every kind of day that you might use to make some of your mixers, some of your cocktails, and some of those like really nice short drinks like an old fashioned or a Negroni. Okay, so for example, we've got like a London gin, so that's going to be really nice and dry and full of that kind of junipery hit that you associate with a London gin. There's a gold rum, there's a finest reserve whiskey, there's a standard kind of whiskey as well, and then actually there's some really cool ones in here that I personally enjoy, such as the Calypso dark rum, the single whiskey, and there's even a Tennessee bourbon as well, which is just absolutely stunning.
I can already spot things that I've got in my liquor cabinet at home. Australian gold rum, I've got that, the one it's trying to represent, and the Bison plain vodka.
Right.
They are things I recognise and would drink.
And what's awesome is these are so easy to use, and you actually end up with a lot of really good quality spirit at the end. So inside each of these packs, you get 2 sachets, and each is designed to be like 1 dose, let's say, okay? And what you do is you add that dose into 1.125 litres of neutral spirit, okay, around about 40%. So we've talked about using some shop bought vodka. This is, I think, is 37.8%. Obviously that varies a little bit depending on which one you go for, but that'd be absolutely perfect for it. And it is so easy to do, and we will get on to how to do that in a minute. But like I said, that means you get in total with each of these sachets 2.25 litres of finished spirit. Okay, so moving over to this side of the table then, we have the top shelf range from Still Spirits, okay? Now, each of these individual bottles will do 3 750 millilitre bottles of finished spirit, okay? So you get kind of 3 doses in each bottle. The difference with these is you get a vast array of options, and we'll come on to it in a minute, but some further options as well. So for example, we've got like here a blood orange gin, a blood orange gin with like a really nice subtle tonic water on a hot day. That would be fantastic. So really over on this side, you get a wider range And this is only probably about half of everything we stock. And your options become suddenly more expanded. So these are, you're kind of probably looking at more of your slightly more premium versions over here, and probably a little bit more, shall we say, brand specific as well in terms of what they're trying to replicate.
And the bags in front?
So the bags in front actually offer us a third dimension to this range, okay? So these are bases that we use to then mix up either cream spirits or liqueurs. So you mix those with some water and you mix in the spirit and the flavouring to then end up with something completely fantastic, such as the one you've got in your hand there, which is the what?
Irish cream liqueur.
Yeah.
You couldn't just mix that with...
No, because it wouldn't be creamy. It'd just be orangey. And that's the actual orange truffle Irish cream, isn't it? There's like a cream coffee thing that's kind of good for making, say, an espresso martini, all of those kind of things. And so suddenly, like we said earlier, your drinks cabinet's going to expand hugely for a fraction of the cost.
So these are essentially sugars and lactose and other things to give it the body.
Yep. Body, mouthfeel, flavour, all of those things that you associate with those more creamy, sweeter kind of liqueurs and spirits.
The triple sec I was talking about.
Exactly, right.
James, I'm dying to get into this now, so can we just crack on and...
We can, all right. Steady your horses there, Martin, because there's an important question. This is your first time using these. What do you want to drink?
Let's do rum.
Okay, cool. What sort of rum?
Not a spiced rum, just kind of like a dark, kind of beautiful, rich, roasty...
Traditional kind of, sort of Caribbean.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that, because I know what that tastes like when it's the real thing, so we can do that.
All right, I've got an idea. Let's clear the table and have a go. Now, before I reveal to you exactly which spirit we're going to be mixing up today, Martin, I just want to have a look at the equipment that we need for this and some of our supplies, okay? It's super simple, really minimal, and I'm sure that in almost every kitchen, these items will be there, okay? Now, one thing we don't have to worry about, unlike other forms of home brewing as much here, is being completely sanitized, using like a no-rinse sanitizer or something like that. Because we're dealing with such high-strength alcohol, that does the job for us.
Yeah, so we're just making sure it's clean, so there's nothing floating in there.
Exactly, yeah. Right. So we're starting with clean equipment. That's a must. We need a jug, preferably a jug that's more than 1.5 litres. Probably 2 litres would be sufficient. A spoon that's nice and clean, some scissors, a funnel, and then something to package our finished spirit into. Now, you could just put it straight back into the bottle that you're going to be using. If, however, you don't have any bottles like this, maybe using neutral spirit that you've bought that's in a jerry can, or you have the ability to have your own neutral spirit, then investing in some nice small, like wine bottles or spirit bottles and some of the cool kind of reusable corks is a really nice way to present this.
Yeah, I mean, you can put your own label on that, so it looks well presented at home.
It'd be a great gift as well, Yeah. So that's all we need in terms of equipment. I'm now going to tell you which one I've chosen for us to make today. We're going to be making Jamaican dark rum.
Oh, fabulous.
I know, right? We both love a bit of Jamaican dark rum. That kind of molasses thing, caramel aromas, a little bit of raisin. Goes great with Coke. If you're into that thing, this does really, really well in that drink.
I like it straight.
Yes,
that's my favourite.
Yeah. And sometimes just a little bit of sugar in there, a little bit of cane sugar in with it, or a little bit of brown sugar. Oh, wow. So we'll crack on now to mix this up. First thing I need you to do is measure out 1.1 and a tiny bit more litres of vodka into the jug.
So this is a litre, so that can just go straight in.
Straight in, yeah. And the beauty of being able to maybe go and choose different neutral spirits like vodkas, actually, if you've got a vodka you really enjoy already, try using that, because even in neutral spirits such as vodka, there's a huge array of flavour and aromas and different bodies and that kind of stuff.
1.1 and a bit.
Yeah, 1.125. There we go. Nice and easy.
Sweet. Okay.
You're going to want that. Open it up. Now that is your sachet of goodness in there, okay? So you can see that it's the Jamaican dark rum version. There's really interesting deep dark colour in there. So all I need you to do now is cut the corner off. Pour it into the jug. Oh no, let me have a
It's like
smell.
rum on steroids.
It is. Oh, it's really nice, really woody, vanilla-y. Yeah, right, in it goes. And you can see that's all now like dispersed in. But what we want to do is just give it a little bit of a stir with the spoon to help it along its way.
Oh, I don't want to waste a little bit of this, although I am tempted to just try and taste it. All right, I think that's all in there, mate.
Give it a stir with the spoon. And already I'm getting that hit, that big hit of molasses and caramel coming out of that jug. It's absolutely fantastic.
This is like easy.
I know, super easy. And that's it, done. You can lick the spoon if you want. Now, whilst you might be tempted to tuck into this straight away, actually, it will mellow and kind of amalgamate more over the next 3 or 4 days. So
Kind of bonds together.
yeah. So if you can, try and leave it for a few days, okay? Do you want to start popping it back into the bottle?
Yeah. If only Robinsons made cordial this good.
And as we were talking about, this would make a fantastic drink by itself with ice, you know, maybe a slice of lime in there, something like that, or used as a mixer, you know, to make a really nice rum and coke, or, you know, maybe a rum with some ginger beer or some ginger ale, you know, something like that. It would be absolutely stunning. What I personally quite like to do is actually mix up enough so that I use the whole thing, and then I know I've got, you know, a couple of litres that's going to last me a good while. There we go. How simple was that?
Really easy. The hardest bit's going to be waiting for this to be at its best to drink.
I know. Should we ever go at making some more?
What you got there, James?
Blood orange gin, Martin. I absolutely love gin, and I know you do as well, but blood orange gin as well. It's like perfect at the moment. You know, we're in the middle of the summer, loads of ice, nice subtle tonic water, nothing too exaggerated so that the flavour of the gin really comes through. Yeah, and these, actually the top shelf ones, these are so simple to use because it's just a bottle and you get 3 doses in there. So we're going to mix up 1 dose, which is a 750 milliliter bottle, okay? So
750 ml of spirit.
yep, so we're going to pour 750 ml of our spirit into here.
Yeah.
There we go, so that's 750 ml.
And that bottle, you say it's 1 dose. It's got little lines that show you where the 3 doses are.
Yeah, so there's little lines on the side, so you know that when you've poured out down to that line, that's 1 go, 2nd, 3rd. And again, if you wanted to, you could mix all 3 up in 1 go, so that, you know, you get a really good approximation across all 3 bottles. But it's dead easy to pour because it's quite a nice little narrow spout on there.
Come on.
I know. Wow, that is orangey, but with the juniper there as well. That's fantastic. Can't wait to see what this is like.
So this you just do a little bit at a time, get it to the line.
Yeah, just see how you're getting on.
'Cause it's always easier to add more than try and take it out of there.
Well, yeah, you can't take it out, can you? There we go. So you can see that's now at the first line. That's all of our flavouring in there. I mean, look at the colour of it. That is full on orange. It's kind of looks almost like orange jelly.
Well, I was thinking it looks like Lucasade or Homebrew.
Right.
So then we need to put that into a bottle.
Yep.
We've got some spirit left in there, so I'm just going to get rid of that into a jug over here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. Funnel in. Pour our gin in. Now this won't fill the bottle, obviously, because it's 750 ml out of a litres bottle. And there we go.
I can't believe how simple that is.
And just look at that. I mean, in the space of what, 10 minutes, Martin, we've managed to create a litre and a bit of rum, nearly a litre of gin, and we've still got another lot of this left to mix up and 2 of these. And, you know, I think you can shop around for your vodka. I think we paid something like 17 quid each for these 2 litres. So 34 quid for 2 litres. Then, you know, your cost for the spirit essences on top. You're looking at, you know, less than probably 40 quid for these 2. And they will knock socks off of, you know, really low end spirits that you might be looking to buy.
Well, you're pimping up.
You are.
It's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Now, we've been as patient as we can. It's been a couple of hours since we mixed these up. As we said, they do improve over time, but I know you're really keen to try these, aren't you?
I want to get into them now.
Yeah, which one do you want to try first?
This one.
Okay, cool. Let's pour ourselves a little snifter of rum. Just a little bit, because it's, you know, it's Thursday afternoon. It's not quite Friday yet.
It's 37.5%, yeah.
This is true.
There's still more work to do.
What are you getting?
You're getting that sweet kind of plummy, like the raisiness, the kind of sugary jamminess.
And for me, you've almost got that kind of classic, almost slightly coconutty thing going on. There's just a undertone. I think it's the molasses and like the kind of oakiness that they've obviously added into it as well.
For me, there's that little kind of, there's almost like a cherry hint to it.
Yeah.
The sweet kind of fruit.
And this has just been sat for a couple of hours, so imagine in a few days' time. Right, come on then, chin chin.
Cheers. Mate, you can't tell me that was vodka.
That's nuts.
That's rum.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really good. And it's the blend of ingredients that go into those essences that does this and really lifts, you know, what is a plain neutral spirit to something, you know, completely different.
That's better than the Captain Morgan stuff I've got at home. It's like, this is kind of next level.
Yeah.
Kind of going into that kind of like Mount Gay, kind of like the proper, yeah. Wow, nice.
Should we try some gin?
I'd like to just spend a little bit of time with this if I can.
Yeah, okay. We'll come back in a minute when you're done having a little moment with your rum and we'll try some gin. So have you enjoyed your little intimate moment with your glass of rum?
Yes. I'm glad you kept me away from the rest of the bottle though.
I know, right? It is really drinkable just on its own, but imagine it over ice or mixed with something absolutely fantastic. But let's try the gin. Now, we're not going to try this with anything else. We're just going to try it as it is because we need to understand and appreciate the flavours that are there before we can then think about what we might mix it with and how we might, you know, create a longer drink with it, okay? Right, come on then, what are you getting on the nose?
Now, this one I think probably would do better with a lot more time. Now, I am getting the juniper.
I am getting juniper, I'm getting citrus, and I am getting that like more rounded citrus thing, the sweeter notes that you get from blood orange, right?
Yeah, even though this is really orangey in colour, it's not overpowering.
Oh no, it's not.
Orange.
No, it's not like fake orange in terms of its flavour at all. Right.
I'm going in.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh wow.
I definitely want that with ice slice and
Some
tonic.
Yeah, or even some soda water.
Soda, yeah, that'd be nice.
But it is, I mean, it's unmistakably gin.
Yeah, gin more than anything else.
Yeah.
With that kind of sweet, citrusy vibe on the back. So in a long drink, that's a proper summer refresher.
Yeah. Wow, that's really, really good. Right, so you're taking that one home. I'm taking this home.
Yeah, I've got a weekend ahead of me planned with this.
Now, we used a vodka today that's made with rye, 100% rye actually. Now, vodka can be made from almost any grain. It can be made from simple sugar, washes as well. It's not very common that actually it's made from potatoes. That's a bit of an old kind of myth that used to take place kind of in moonshiny kind of vibes. But try and match a vodka that suits the drink that you're trying to mix up using the essences as well. You know, something like one that's made with rye or oats or you know, wheat will probably have a bit more oiliness, a bit more slickness, a bit more body to it. You know, and that would be really well suited to maybe like a bourbon or like a single malt style, because there are some really nice like single whiskey essences as well. So you can really go to town with this and play around. And as we said earlier, if you've got access to neutral spirit, then actually you can go completely wild with this stuff.
Completely fill the liquor cabinet.
You absolutely could.
You can have a cocktail party and, hey, lots of drinks there made at home.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably the next stop, your house for a cocktail party tonight, all right?
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. We hope that this has inspired you to have your first go at mixing up some of your own spirits or liqueurs using the awesome range of flavourings and essences from Distilled Spirits. Now, all that remains is for us to say, cocktail parties at Martin.
Cheers, James.